You know what's interesting about all these people? None of them are volunteering to off themselves. Bill Gates is an old guy. It's the late 60s, I think. Has he offed himself? I don't think so. He's still flying around in a private jet telling us all how we need to reduce our carbon footprint. The carbon they want to reduce is you. You're the carbon they want to reduce.
This is serious. What President Biden has been doing with respect to climate is quite remarkable. I mean, you look at the Inflation Reduction Act, and I'm not here just to sort of, be advertising or anything.
Right, but it was a massive investment. It was a historic investment.
It has set America up to lead in our economic future in ways that people haven't yet even fully tapped into. It's really interesting because the transformation that we're going through economically is genuinely the largest economic transition since the Industrial Revolution. And we're going to see unbelievable amounts of new jobs created. Right now, there's a geothermal energy company where 60% of the employees of that company, which is fast growing, come out of oil and gas industry. So you're seeing the transformation already taking place. And the International Energy Agency just told us we're about to reach a terminal downward trend in the demand for fossil fuel because of the amount of electric vehicles that are out there and the amount of renewable energy that's being deployed. So that is the future, Joe. It's absolutely cooked in now. CEOs, companies all around the world. We have 85 of the major corporations of America that have joined something that President Biden started called the First Movers Coalition. And they are buying, willingly paying a green premium. They're buying green products in order to send a message to the marketplace, a demand signal that you can have green steel, you can have green cement. That is a transformation that's taking place.
And Mike, you get some of the top producers in the world, talk to them privately, and they'll tell you we may have 25 more years of oil under the ground. We have got to race towards alternative energy sources.
How are we doing in that?
I mean, so that is, the race is on.
Any CEO in America of an American company or a global company knows reality, recognizes what's coming down the road. But we're going to need partners. My question to you is, you just recently returned from Beijing. Where is China in all of this? Are they going to be with us, or with the world, or against the world? Are they going to be any help at all or a hindrance?
Well, obviously, Mike, we really hope that we're going to be able to get somewhere with China in the course of the next months. We're meeting. We've been having discussions. I'm hopeful. I had meetings here in New York. We will be meeting in the next weeks, but we don't know the answer to that completely. But we do know that China right now is outbuilding everybody in renewable energy, and they're deploying that energy at home. And literally, China is now deploying and manufacturing more than all the rest of the world put together. So China's made a decision. They had 52 degrees centigrade that last summer. They've had people dying because of the floods in China. So our hope is that we can, depoliticize this issue, at least. It's a universal threat. We all need to be engaged in this. We need China, and we hope we can work with China in these.
So let's be really blunt here, because I understand when politicians are running for office, they got to bash China. I get it. That's what they're doing on the Republican side, the Democratic side. There's a lot to be really concerned about with China. I'm as concerned as anybody else. But we really have no choice. If we're talking about geopolitical stability, if we're talking about global economic growth for everybody, if we're talking about trade, if we're talking about the environment, we can't just tell China to go to hell. We got to figure out a way to make that relationship work for us, right?
Correct. And that is why President Biden has asked me and Secretary Blinken and Secretary Yellen and everybody has been engaged, because the president understands that we have to find a way forward. Now, that doesn't mean he's moved back on any tough policy that is appropriate. But his hope is, I think, and our hope generally is that President Xi and President Biden may be able to meet or talk sometime in the future. Right now, we are trying to lay the groundwork to be able to cooperate to get this done. We can't get it done without China. China has to be part of the at the table with us. And we can't get it done actually with that. I just came back from Africa where we had the African summit. It was really impressive, the degree to which the leaders of Africa are now stepping up. But Africa has an entirely different challenge than we do. A lot of them don't have electricity. They want to develop. And so there's this north-south tension that we must address intelligently, thoughtfully, to be able to help Africa to get development, but also not to do some of the things we did, which we now know are a problem.
Yeah.
So, but Africa is also only 3% of all the emissions, Joe.